Welcome back everybody to another video, and I'm trying out this new thing where I bowl, film myself bowling. Those who care about my bowling can watch my bowling, and those who don't care get to hear a funny story. And the bowling is just like the Subway Surfers that you would see, where you just watch that and it keeps your mind occupied while you listen to the story. And I hope this helps my retention and you guys enjoy the videos more, and those who like the bowling get to enjoy the bowling series as well. So, I recently became a substitute teacher, and if you saw my Instagram, you would know all of the ins and outs. But I'm going to also share some of my stories on the YouTube in a more long-form content video. So, here's how it went. I am finishing up my last semester at ASU, and I'm job hunting for jobs in Utah because that's where I'm here for the summer. And I cannot get a job. Like, you can usually get a job pretty easily. I used to work for Apple, and if you have Apple on your resume, people usually hire you. And that was my experience. But this summer was a lot harder, and people were a lot less willing to hire somebody that was going to leave them in 3 months. So I'm job hunting, can't find anything. And before this, I knew I wanted to be an instructor or a teacher in some way, so I applied to be like a guitar teacher. But I really wanted to work with kids, or even like high schoolers, and teach something because that's what I like doing. So, can't find the job. Finally, I see this listing on Indeed from a company called Senya, S-E-N-Y-A. And it's like, you can be a substitute teacher without having your degree or any experience. And I'm like, there's a 50% chance that this is a scam, but I have also heard of this in the past, so maybe it'll work. So I apply, do my thing, and they're like, well, we need to run a fingerprint check on you, whatever. And you have to be in Utah. And I'm still in Arizona at the time. So I wait 2 weeks, finally get the fingerprint thing. Essentially, I get this video call. And it felt as though, like, to get hired, they were like, are you a sex offender? And I was like, no. And then they were like, are you a convicted felon? And I was like, nope. And they were like, you're hired. So it seemed really easy, but I will say previously I had a lot of experience with kids. So I had a lot of experience, even though it didn't really require me to give them any of that to become a substitute teacher. I think the demand is really, really high. I mean, I'm classified as an emergency substitute. So I'll just tell you about my first few days. So the very first day, I literally do the phone interview. They clear me to be a substitute teacher, and I instantly see like 3 listings where it's like, yo, the job started an hour ago, but we still need substitutes really bad. So if you still come in, even an hour late, we will still pay you for the full day. So I actually picked up I think it was 3rd grade elementary school job the day I got cleared to be a substitute. So I go in, and I had worked with 5th grade and 6th grade for a long time. So I'm relatively good with these younger kids. I go in, and the administration, I have no idea what I'm doing. The administration looks at me and they're like, is this your first time? And I go, oh, no. It's this is my first time here at this school. Which was true. But yes, it was also my first time total. Anyways, I substitute that day, everything's fine, it goes well, great, check out, I'm starting to understand the system. The next day, I get another job, so I go sub, and I asked them, the very first thing, I will say this is weird, I asked them if they needed to see my ID, and they were like, no. Because the first place did ask for my ID, but apparently the second place did not. So that was kind of strange. But I go work the second day, do my thing, and finally it's like my lunch break, and I go in, and obviously I go into the teacher's room to go, or the break room, the teacher's break room, the teacher's lounge to go eat my lunch. And some of the teachers are talking to me and whatnot, and one of them asked me, he's like, is this your first time doing this? So clearly, I mean, maybe I'm not as good at hiding it as I maybe hoped I would be. But I was like, you know what? This is not my first time. Like, I've done this before. And I said it with such confidence, she didn't even bat an eye. Which was technically true. Like, it was, like, I had done it before, but little did she know I had done it for 6 hours, 18 hours ago. And that was my first time. So that's how my first and second time were. And then another thing that I think is really funny, and I always tell people, is whenever people ask my age. So when it is a student asking my age, anywhere from, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way up to high school, when they ask how old I am, I will say, how old do you think I am? I just answer with another question. We're gonna play the politics game. Ask them how old they think I am, and I've literally gotten everywhere from 15 years old to 30. Obviously, the younger the grade, the less accurate their predictions are. But usually when I ask high schoolers, they'll give me anywhere from 20, which is how old I am, to 30, which is great. And if they give me 25, I'll take 25. And the reason I don't really tell them is because, well, okay, if I can tell that they're asking just for curiosity, I'll tell them. And if I can tell that if I tell them how old I am, they're gonna start being disruptive, then I won't tell them. Then the other scenario is when a teacher, like a co-worker, a colleague, my temporary colleague, will ask me how old I am. I will say, probably not as old as you want me to be. So the conversation goes like, okay, Sam, like, how old are you? And I go, probably not as old as you want me to be. And then they laugh, and it's funny, and we move on, and they never actually usually ask how old I am after that because I made a funny joke. And that is how I avoid those two questions. But I have other Instagram stories about my subbing. So if you want to check those out, go to my Instagram, substitute_Sam. If you like this video, I have more, and if you really like this form of storytelling and bowling, please comment. It tells me, yo, I like making more of these. And if you want to get notified, subscribe. I appreciate it. It helps me see that there's an audience. Other than that, have a good day. Later.